The entire hip-hop real estate and entertainment universe just suffered an unprecedented 10-alarm catastrophic shockwave after 50 Cent launched the most disrespectful physical troll attack in rap history by dispatching a massive commercial freight truck full of free G-Unit sneakers straight to Rick Ross's Promised Land mansion, accompanied by a bright red, certified legal eviction notice glued directly onto the estate's front iron gates. In what is already being branded the ultimate public humiliation, Curtis 50 Cent Jackson turned Ross's multi-million-dollar Georgia compound into an international joke, claiming on live broadcasts that the self-proclaimed biggest boss is facing imminent bank foreclosure and unpaid municipal tax seizures. The sight of armored couriers dropping pallets of charity sneakers at Ross's doorstep while security guards scrambled in sheer panic has completely broken the internet and shattered the illusion of Maybach Music Group's untouchable wealth. Stay locked in until the final second of this video, because the leaked mansion surveillance footage, the furious armed gate confrontation, and 50 Cent's incoming financial takeover prove that this feud has just reached the point of no return. To truly understand why 50 Cent sending a truckload of free sneakers and a foreclosure eviction notice to Rick Ross's front gate has thrown the entire culture into an uproar, you have to look into the long, bitter history of real estate warfare, corporate trolling, and 15 years of psychological combat between Curtis 50 Cent Jackson and William Rick Ross Roberts. For over a decade, Rick Ross has built his entire public identity around the Promised Land, his massive 235-acre estate in Fayetteville, Georgia. Featuring 109 rooms, an Olympic-sized swimming pool, a private bowling alley, and acres of rolling hills where Ross famously cuts his own grass on customized tractors, the compound was presented to the world as the ultimate symbol of independent wealth and black luxury. To Ross, the estate wasn't just a house. It was the physical headquarters of Maybach Music Group, a fortress where he held annual luxury car shows and flaunted his untouchable status to millions of followers online. However, 50 Cent has spent 15 years systematically looking for every crack in Ross's empire. Curtis Jackson never forgot how their rivalry began in 2009, and whenever Ross claimed billionaire status, 50 Cent was right there to present property tax records, litigation documents, and corporate filings to undermine the narrative. 50 Cent himself famously lived in an infamous 50,000-square-foot mansion in Farmington, Connecticut, formerly owned by Mike Tyson, so he understood better than anyone the crippling overhead, maintenance costs, and relentless property taxes required to keep a massive estate operational. In recent months, whispers began circulating through Georgia financial and real estate circles that the Promised Land was becoming an unsustainable financial burden. With Ross's recent studio releases underperforming on the charts and distribution advances drying up, rumors spread that the compound had fallen behind on critical municipal property tax assessments, estate maintenance retainers, and private equity service notes. Local zoning disputes regarding his annual car shows and private events further complicated the estate's cash flow, leading to intense speculation that Ross was leveraging his personal assets to keep the MMG brand afloat. At the exact same time, 50 Cent experienced a historic retail triumph. His independent revival of the classic G-Unit footwear brand achieved unprecedented, record-breaking sellout numbers across the globe, generating tens of millions of dollars in liquid, direct-to-consumer profit. Armed with endless liquidity and seeing his longtime rival facing heavy financial pressure, 50 Cent saw the perfect opportunity to strike where it hurt most. Rather than settling for another round of insults on social media, 50 Cent decided to transform his sneaker success into a devastating, tangible, physical weapon. He didn't just want to brag about his sold-out shoes. He wanted to stage the most humiliating visual spectacle possible, turning Ross's prized Promised Land estate into a charity drop-off zone for G-Unit merchandise while publicly questioning the legal ownership of the mansion itself. 50 Cent coordinated with private courier services, hired an independent process-serving team, and arranged a massive logistics delivery headed straight for Fayetteville, Georgia. The stage was set for an unprecedented confrontation at the iron gates of the Promised Land that would instantly tear the veil off Ross's luxury persona and spark a full-blown emergency in the hip-hop world. The confrontation unfolded at precisely 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on a clear Tuesday morning outside the massive wrought iron perimeter gates of the Promised Land estate in Fayetteville, Georgia. Neighbors and passing motorists were stunned as a full-size, 40-foot commercial freight carrier wrapped in giant, high-gloss G-Unit footwear branding pulled slowly onto the shoulder, blocking the estate's primary entryway. Right behind the semi-truck was a private security motorcade accompanied by a mobile videography crew broadcasting the entire operation live across 50 Cent's digital media network. Within 90 seconds, over 800,000 live viewers poured into the broadcast. 50 Cent appeared on screen via a split-screen video feed from his corporate office in Houston, holding up a clipboard, wearing an oversized pair of designer sunglasses, and laughing uncontrollably. Good morning, Fayetteville. The G-Unit Foundation is officially here for a special humanitarian charity drop. We know times are tough over there at the Promised Land after that album completely tanked and the utility bills started piling up. Since William couldn't get a corporate sneaker deal to save his label, I decided to donate 500 pairs of fresh G-Unit kicks directly to his front lawn so his security guards and groundskeepers can at least have some real heat on their feet. Consider it a luxury stimulus package from the real boss. On the ground in Georgia, the truck's rear doors rolled open to reveal wooden pallets stacked high with collector's edition G-Unit shoeboxes. A team of uniformed delivery personnel began unloading the pallets directly onto the concrete driveway in front of the gate, constructing a literal pyramid of shoeboxes directly blocking Ross's private motorcade exit. Inside the estate, complete chaos broke out. Security guards stationed at the gatehouse frantically scrambled out to confront the couriers, shouting into handheld radios and waving their arms in sheer disbelief. Within minutes, two blacked-out SUVs came tearing down the long, winding driveway from the main mansion, screeching to a halt just behind the iron gate. An enraged Rick Ross stepped out into the humid morning air, dressed in a silk robe and dark sunglasses, his face red with absolute fury. Grasping the iron bars with both hands, Ross began screaming directly at the camera crew and the couriers. "Get this garbage off my property right now. Take this plastic trash and get the hell off my perimeter before my security handles this. Curtis, you are a pathetic, miserable clown. You think pulling a circus stunt at my front gate makes you a man? I own 235 acres cash. You're sending charity sneakers to a billionaire? You're going to jail for trespassing on federal private property." While Ross hurled insults and demanded that local police be called immediately, the couriers ignored the threats, calmly finishing the unloading process while the live stream captured every second of Ross's furious breakdown in 4K resolution. Then came the first, jaw-dropping twist that turned this hilarious internet prank into a terrifying legal reality. As the last pallet of sneakers was secured on the pavement, an independent, licensed Georgia process server stepped out of the trailing security vehicle, carrying a clipboard and a bright red, laminated legal document measuring nearly 2 feet in length. Walking directly past the pile of sneaker boxes, the process server approached the main iron gate and used industrial-grade adhesive tape to firmly slap the document right onto the center medallion of the Promised Land entrance gate. The document was an official, certified notice of imminent foreclosure and municipal asset seizure, issued by the Fayette County Superior Court Chancery Division. Addressing the camera with calm legal precision, the process server announced, "William Leonard Roberts II, you are hereby served with formal notice of default regarding overdue municipal tax liabilities, unpaid commercial property liens, and private equity foreclosure proceedings under Civil Docket 2026, CV 8842. You have 30 calendar days to vacate the premises or satisfy outstanding secured notes totaling $14,200,000. The live comment section detonated into total disbelief. 50 Cent didn't just send free shoes as a joke. He had timed the delivery to coincide with the legal service of a massive multi-million-dollar foreclosure notice right in front of hundreds of thousands of live witnesses. Rick Ross stood paralyzed behind the bars, staring at the bright red document taped to his gate as the reality of his estate's financial crisis was exposed to the entire world. Within 90 minutes of the red notice being slapped onto the iron gates of the Promised Land, the internet suffered a complete structural meltdown. Viral hashtags including hashtag Officer Ricky Eviction, hashtag G-Unit Charity Drop, and hashtag Promised Land Foreclosure surged past 210 million impressions, completely drowning out every other story in pop culture. Aerial drone operators and local Atlanta news helicopters scrambled directly over Fayetteville, broadcasting live bird's-eye footage of the massive pyramid of G-Unit sneaker boxes sitting squarely in front of Ross's barred compound. At 1:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, an unhinged and visibly shaken Rick Ross went live on his verified social channels from inside his private cigar lounge. Holding an unlit vintage cigar with hands that were visibly trembling, Ross launched a ferocious, high-decibel tirade, frantically trying to regain control of his shattered narrative. Curtis Jackson is a sick, calculating demon who manufactures fake court paperwork for internet clout. That document on my gate is completely fraudulent, fabricated trash produced by a failed rapper who is mad I have more land, more cars, and more generational wealth than his whole family tree. I bought the promised land with cold, hard wire transfers. No bank in the state of Georgia holds a mortgage on my estate. My legal team is already filing emergency federal harassment lawsuits, and those sneakers are getting incinerated in an industrial burn pit before sundown. MMG doesn't accept charity from broke trolls. Despite Ross's aggressive shouting and attempts to dismiss the foreclosure notice as an elaborate Photoshop stunt, online investigative sleuths and legal bloggers immediately went to work. Within 30 minutes, independent journalists cross-referenced the docket number broadcast on 50 Cent's live feed, docket 2026 CV 8842, with the official Fayette County Superior Court Public Registry. To the absolute horror of MMG supporters, the court database verified that the foreclosure petition was real, active, and legally binding. Then came the second, explosive reveal that turned this public humiliation into a catastrophic financial war. At 2:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, an investigative financial outlet published a leaked confidential asset audit detailing the true corporate ownership structure of the Promised Land. The records exposed that 2 years prior, during a massive multi-million-dollar real estate refinancing deal to fund MMG's independent ventures, Ross had quietly transferred the deed of the compound into a private holding company backed by secondary debt obligations. Due to the commercial failure of his recent studio releases and a series of unpaid municipal assessment fees, the holding company defaulted on its debt service obligations 3 months ago. The ultimate bombshell was revealed in the filing's creditor disclosure section. The institutional debt notes had been quietly purchased on the secondary commercial market 4 weeks earlier by an anonymous corporate asset management firm known as Sire Financial Capital LLC, an official subsidiary of Curtis Jackson's business empire. 50 Cent returned to social media at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, posting a certified bank certificate of title accompanied by a mocking video. "William, you thought you were paying the bank, but you were actually paying me. I bought your mortgage, I bought your tax liens, and now I own the roof over your head. You're living in a G-Unit guest house now, officer. Clean up those sneakers outside before you get escorted off my lawn." The reality hit the culture like an earthquake. 50 Cent hadn't just trolled Rick Ross. He was actively in the process of legally evicting his fiercest rival from his most prized estate. The live footage of the G-Unit sneaker pyramid and the foreclosure notice plastered onto the Promised Land's gates ignited an unprecedented global firestorm across mainstream media, financial networks, and hip-hop culture. Within 6 hours, the spectacle racked up over 300 million impressions, completely fracturing social media into fiercely divided camps. On one side of the digital war, millions of fans, sneaker enthusiasts, and culture critics hailed 50 Cent as the undisputed king of psychological real estate warfare. At Atlanta_Trap Tracker, 50 Cent buying Rick Ross's actual mortgage and serving an eviction notice alongside 500 pairs of free sneakers is the most diabolical chess move in entertainment history. Ross spent a decade bragging about owning 200 acres, only to find out 50 Cent is his landlord. At G-Unit_Footwear_Vault, Curtis didn't just win the rap beef. He bought the man's front lawn. Ross standing at his own gate in a silk robe screaming at delivery drivers while G-Unit boxes block his driveway is a scene straight out of a movie. Game over. At Wall Street_hustle. If Sire Financial Capital really holds the primary debt notes on the promised land, Ross has zero legal leverage. 50 Cent weaponized corporate finance to execute the ultimate hostile takeover of his rival's prized asset. However, an equally passionate coalition of veteran hip-hop purists, Southern rap loyalists, and business advocates rushed to Rick Ross's defense, fiercely condemning 50 Cent for taking rap rivalries into dangerous, destructive territory. At Carol City_G. Curtis is a bitter, vindictive sociopath who takes things way too far. Trying to humiliate a black man at his private family home in front of local news cameras is pure wickedness. Ross built MMG with his own blood and sweat, and no internet stunt will take away his legacy. At realestate_insider_GA. Weaponizing predatory debt-buying schemes just to serve eviction papers for internet clout is foul. 50 Cent is using corporate loopholes to harass an artist at his residence. This isn't rap beef anymore. This is toxic corporate vandalism. At Culture Over Capital, celebrating the potential loss of a historic black-owned estate over an old rap feud is wild. The culture should be about building generational wealth together, not cheering when predatory financiers try to tear down a legend. The controversy instantly became the lead topic on major urban morning radio broadcasts and prominent entertainment podcasts nationwide. On The Breakfast Club, Charlemagne the God and DJ Envy hosted an emergency panel featuring Georgia real estate attorneys and asset managers, passionately debating whether an artist's luxury reputation can ever recover after being legally served an eviction notice on live stream. Over on the Joe Budden podcast, the host spent an entire segment breaking down the legal implications of 50 Cent acquiring distressed debt notes, unanimously declaring that Curtis Jackson had revolutionized celebrity warfare by transforming commercial litigation into viral street theater. Meanwhile, national news outlets and financial blogs began investigating the municipal liens on the Fayetteville compound, analyzing whether the estate could actually be auctioned off at the county courthouse. On TikTok, memes depicting Rick Ross mowing his massive lawn while wearing donated G-Unit sneakers exploded across the algorithm, pulling in over 80 million views before midnight. The entire entertainment world was left in a state of suspended disbelief, stunned by the sheer brutality of 50 Cent's tactical ambush and bracing for the inevitable legal explosion. Just when the public assumed this high-voltage real estate demolition had reached its absolute legal boiling point, a final, mind-bending twist detonated from inside the Fayette County Municipal Courthouse that threatens to turn this eviction war into the most explosive live-streamed showdown in television history. At 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, certified emergency court dockets confirmed that Rick Ross's legal team filed an urgent injunction seeking a temporary restraining order against Sire Financial Capital and Curtis Jackson, alleging corporate harassment and emotional distress. However, when the presiding judge reviewed the original foreclosure and secured debt purchase documents submitted by 50 Cent's corporate attorneys, the court made an unprecedented bombshell ruling. The judge officially recognized Sire Financial Capital LLC as the rightful primary lien holder of the promised land estate, establishing that unless the full outstanding $14,200,000 debt obligation is settled and certified funds within 72 hours, the estate will proceed directly to a public sheriff's auction on the Fayette County Courthouse steps. Then came the move that sent shockwaves through the global media landscape. Taking to his social media channels at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 50 Cent went live from inside a private hangar, standing directly in front of his G-Unit branded private jet with an official auction registration certificate clutched in his hand. The court signed the paperwork. William, you got 72 hours to pack your bags and clear out of my house. If that money isn't wired by Friday afternoon, I'm personally standing on those courthouse steps, buying the promised land outright, and turning your entire mansion into the official G-Unit footwear global headquarters and manufacturing warehouse. I'm even painting the front gates G-Unit red. Accompanying the broadcast was an ominous, live digital countdown clock pinned to the top of his profile labeled promised_land_eviction_final_countdown, MP4. The hip-hop world now stands on the edge of a massive cliff. If Rick Ross cannot assemble over $14 million in liquid capital before that timer expires, Curtis Jackson will literally march onto his property, take the keys to the promised land, and turn the biggest boss's most prized fortress into a sneaker distribution center. Will Rick Ross pull off a miraculous last-minute financial bailout to save his beloved mansion? Or is 50 Cent about to pull off the ultimate, historic corporate eviction and take over the promised land forever? The clock is ticking down by the second. The tension is at a catastrophic peak, and the next 72 hours will decide the ultimate fate of rap's most famous estate. This has been without a doubt the most disrespectful, jaw-dropping real estate ambush we have ever documented in hip-hop history. Now I need to hear your thoughts down in the comments. Did 50 Cent pull off the greatest physical troll move in history by delivering pallets of free sneakers along with an eviction notice? Or did he cross an unforgivable line by pulling up to Rick Ross's private family compound? Do you believe Sire Financial Capital legally holds the debt notes on the promised land? Or is this another masterclass in psychological warfare by Curtis Jackson? What happens when that 72-hour countdown expires on Friday? Will Rick Ross produce the $14 million in cash to save his estate? Or is 50 Cent really about to turn the promised land into the new global headquarters for G-Unit footwear? Drop your wildest theories, legal predictions, and raw reactions in the comments section down below right now. I will be pinned in the comments reading and replying to the craziest breakdowns all day long. If your jaw hit the floor during this emergency broadcast, smash that like button immediately. It helps push this viral showdown to hip-hop fans and real estate watchers all across the world. And if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell right now. We are tracking every single legal filing, security movement, and live stream out of Fayetteville, Georgia, and the exact second that auction gavel falls, or the moment Rick Ross unleashes his emergency counterstrike. We will be dropping an exclusive, urgent follow-up video you cannot afford to miss. Thank you for watching, stay locked in, and I will see you in the very next video.